A project in Redding seeks to repurpose forest waste into mass timber. We have a live report. And what the mayor of Paradise is doing to try to support campfire survivor compensation. Plus, a local food distribution event sees a surge in attendance amid benefit delays.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
We begin with breaking news from Washington, where the House of Representatives just within the last hour has passed the bill that would fund and will fund the government. It sends the legislation now that ends the 43-day shutdown to the president's desk for his signature. That, of course, is the longest shutdown in federal government history. The bill funds the government through the end of January, and it extends funding for SNAP benefits for a full year and reverses shutdown-related layoffs of federal workers. But the legislation does not include the extension of the Affordable Care Act's tax credits that the Democrats say is critical to keep premiums lower. Congressman Doug LaMalfa, who represents District 1 in the House of Representatives for California, said in a statement in part, after 43 days, I was pleased to vote in favor of H.R. 5371 to end this unnecessary government shutdown. To read LaMalfa's full statement, head to our website, actionnewsnow.com. In Orland, at the Glenn County Fairgrounds today, the Community Action Agency of Butte County hosted a tailgate food distribution event. Action News Now reporter Emilio Del Carpio joins us now live. And Emilio, a lot of people turned out for this today.
That's right, Alan. It was very busy today. Far busier than usual. Sean Connor, a CAA employee and organizer of the event, tell me that it's because of the lack of benefits due to the government shutdown. Connor tells me that the way it usually works is the CAA tries to go by family size. A family of 5 will eat more than a family of 2, so the food given out will be depending on the number of people in the household. The CAA buys all the goods through donations and grants. However, Connor says his work has now been doubled.
The Community Action Agency purchased most of the goods, actually all of the goods that we have, out of our pocket through our personal funding. We have to file for grants for those types of opportunities. Sometimes we get donations. As of this month, we've been in total almost chaos, but we've been managing. My work has probably doubled.
Connor tells me that because of the shutdown, he expects about 500 vehicles, 200 more than the usual that attend these food distribution events. The food boxes include 15 to 20 pounds of fresh, healthy, shelf-sustainable, and perishable foods. Live in Chico, Emilio Del Carpio, Action News Now.
Thanks, Emilio. And this Friday, the Community Action Agency is hosting another food distribution event, this time at the Community Church in Magalia. New tonight, a major injury crash forced the closure of Highway 99 in Las Molinas. This is the condition, as you can see here, of the van that was left following the crash. It happened about 3 hours ago in the area of the intersection of Highway 99 and 3rd Avenue in Las Molinas. So the crash meant that the road had to be closed for over an hour, but it reopened and is open tonight. Officials say the minivan and the semi-truck were both going north toward Red Bluff, and they say that when the minivan approached westbound 3rd Avenue to make a left turn, the semi-truck did not brake in time and rear-ended the minivan, doing significant damage. Both the driver and the passenger of the minivan were sent to the hospital.
Both of them are going to the hospital. I'm not sure I know one was taken by ground and I think one was taken by air. I'm not sure if they were going to the same hospital or separate ones at this time. I'm not sure. I don't have really information on the extent of the injuries, but she seemed to be unresponsive, but had a pulse and everything, so they were providing medical care at the time she was being transported, but I don't have further information on that yet.
And we also spoke to the semi-truck driver, and he says that he was not hurt in the crash. Officers say that at this point they believe the truck driver caused the crash. He says they will continue, the officer there says they will continue the investigation to look at all the various factors that were at play in this crash. Now, a live look from the Bureau of Reclamation Shasta Dam camera, and it is night, and it's beautiful to see that dam lit up, though. And Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon joins us now with a look at conditions as we head into this Wednesday night. Howie.
Right, Alan. We've been talking about these storms. They're finally arriving, or I can even say have arrived, because we're seeing showers in the coastal range, North Mountains, and you're seeing a little bit of rain now in the valley on the light side. That should be a little heavier, or at least more widespread by about 10, 11 p.m. overnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll see even some heavy bands pushing through the valley. Temperature-wise, not too bad. A little cooler today, a few degrees above average, 60s for the valley, 50s right now up there in the foothills. Our winds are starting to pick up a little bit, but they're going to pick up a lot more later on. Look at some of these gusts. We could see 35, 40 mile per hour gusts tonight and through Thursday before they start to simmer down a little bit. But here's a look at our winter weather advisory. That will be for Thursday by 4 o'clock. So storms headed our way or moving further or closer to us, that is. We'll talk more about it in a moment, Alan.
Thanks, Howie. Well, happening tonight, the town of Paradise will consider sending a letter to the U.S. Bankruptcy Court and to PG&E saying that because of the utilities bankruptcy, Camp Fire victims only received 70% of what they're due. And that since PG&E has reported record profits for several years, PG&E and the Bankruptcy Court must ensure victims are paid in full. Well, Action News Now reporter Bea Barbosa joins us now live in Paradise with the details of this developing story. And Bea, the mayor is bringing this up at tonight's town council meeting.
Yes, Alan, the town put this item on the agenda after one Paradise resident asked for them to send a letter at the last 2 town council meetings. Ken Klassen has been living in Paradise for over 6 decades. He says his love for the town has motivated him to advocate for support from local and state governments. He says he's doing this because he wants to fight for what's right.
PG&E has the ability, and I think it's morally correct for them to exercise that ability under the bankruptcy laws to voluntarily pay the 30%. It does not have to go back through bankruptcy. And I think it'd be ridiculous for them to add money to the bankruptcy. Who's going to pay the administrative costs again? It's going to get destroyed. I think PG&E just needs to step up and pay the voluntary amount that they owe.
Klassen says the Butte County Board of Supervisors sent a similar letter at the end of October. I asked Klassen why he feels it's important to get these letters of support. He says because Camp Fire victims already lost everything and still had to pay legal fees to be represented in the Fire Victim Trust. He says he feels the 70% that the Fire Victim Trust has paid out to Camp Fire victims is really less than that due to those legal fees. Also tonight, the council will be going over updates on the sewer project as well as other Camp Fire recovery efforts. We'll bring you more on that tonight on Action News Now at 11. Reporting live in Paradise, Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
Thanks for that, Bea. Both the Board of Supervisors letter and the one on the Town of Paradise agenda tonight, were addressed to PG&E's CEO, as well as Judge Mentali, who's the federal judge in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for Northern District of California. We also reached out to PG&E for comment, and spokesperson Paul Moreno told us in part PG&E did not have a role in selecting the trustee or administrator and does not have a role in reviewing claims or making payments to fire victims from the Fire Victim Trust. You can find the full statement on our website, actionnewsnow.com. With voters resoundingly saying no on Measure A in Reading last week, city officials are now looking at other ways to boost revenue. As Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield tells us, one of those avenues could be filmmaking.
After Measure A failed by a near 2-to-1 margin in the November 4th special election, Reading Mayor Jack Munz teamed up with local film director and producer Mike Flanagan to explore ways to bring more filmmakers to Reading.
Tourism brings in 60% of our visitors are from outside the area, and 40% are people that live here.
Events like the Sundial Film Festival here at the Cascade Theater hope to bring in thousands, if not millions of dollars in tax revenue from filmmakers attending and shooting productions here in Shasta County.
I think it's really important to note that the community is super supportive. And, we want filmmaking here.
According to Vice Mayor Mike Lataw, up to $50 million a year is spent outside of Shasta County by families who live here. He says filmmaking can be a way the community not only gets involved in what's happening at home, but also help to keep their money local.
Because when we bring more money back to Reading, it does create jobs, and it helps make this place a much better place to live.
Reporting in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
Now, the Sundial Film Festival at the Cascade Theater takes place March 21st of next year. New at 6, California's first large-scale mass timber factory is coming to Redding. The National Weather Service says fire fuel can include live or dead leaves, trees, or logs that have a potential to drive wildfires. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo joins us live now from Redding. And Jesse, Fabric Mass Timber and WRNS Studio will work with CAL FIRE and the Forest Service.
That's correct, Alan. Fabric Mass Timber wants to use the timber that's removed for wildfire mitigation and use it to make mass timber products at a 200,000 square foot facility to be built here at the Stillwater Business Park. Now, Ben Mickus, that is, with the architectural firm WRNS Studio, is working with Fabric to build the new factory and says currently these fuels that are removed from the forests are simply going to waste.
Right now, a lot of that lumber is just turned into wood chips. We would like to use that lumber and turn it into boards that can then be bundled together and make mass timber products.
Now, Micah says that the laminated mass timber beams can handle longer spans and more weight than traditional lumber and have smaller carbon footprint than steel or concrete. And in addition to the benefits of mass timber, the factory itself, he says, could also improve the local economy by adding around 150 new jobs. Live in Redding, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Thank you, Jesse. And Fabric Mass Timber is on a track to break ground on the new facility in about a year. A holiday tradition in Paradise is back on track. What's keeping the lighted truck parade rolling this year? We'll let you know. But first, a Paradise woman overcomes personal challenges to help others also in need. We'll bring you her story in 2 minutes.